All right, we are moving right along on our Nosby How To Create a Vision Binder to Jumpstart 2016. And we are on step 6, create a vision to review daily. And in my opinion, this is the most important step in this entire process because your vision is what defines your life, your ideal life. And without a vision, the goals you set, the actions you take, the things you do on a daily basis are meaningless. So let's get into what you need to know about creating your vision and how you can use that in your vision binder. So we're going to start with talking about what is a vision. And this topic in and of itself, is encompassed in thousands and thousands of books. It could be its own online course. But for the purposes of this Nosby How To, we're just going to briefly run over the important concepts so that you can start crafting a vision to use in your vision binder. And your vision is your guide for defining your ideal life centered around your values. And this is going to take some deep thought, and I'll go over some powerful questions you can ask yourself on the next slide. But typically, some advice I like to give people is that I would recommend keeping your vision a little more general. The more specific you are, the more you kind of box yourself in to certain things. So, and I'll tell you, the first time I crafted my vision, I had said something very particular about a goal I wanted, or not a goal, but a place I wanted to be in the legal profession, which is really great. I have goals about my career, goals for my businesses, and, how I can help my clients and what value I can add for them. But what I realized is that, if I'm boxing myself into that one thing career-wise, I might be turning down things that aren't, that are really great opportunities, but that aren't congruent with that aspect. For instance, I also teach people things like how to use a vision binder to maximize their success, and teach people how I actually balance my health, my fitness, and running a business and my family with, in creating success out of all of that. So I have since recrafted my vision once I kind of have done some more self-reflection, and I'll share that with you. So my vision is I want a life of continued happiness, progress, clarity, abundance, and self-improvement. I want to make an impact on the world through intellectual, creative, and fulfilling work. Travel, adventure, and new experiences with family and friends are in my destiny. So as you can see, it's a little bit more general. Because no matter how, when you were thinking of that, when I was reading that to you, you could have had your own thoughts about what that type of life looked like. And no matter what, it turns out awesome. So that's just kind of the principles that I like to use. If you get more motivated by being more specific, then, more power to you for that. This is really about your motivation and what's going to drive you. So I'm just giving my recommendation on what works for me. So we're going to move on to some powerful questions when crafting your vision. So when you're taking time to craft your vision, here are some powerful questions you can ask yourself to get started. What is the ideal life you want for yourself? What are your core values? What excites you? What kind of person do you want to be? What do you want out of life? And these are some really heavy questions. When you're doing this step, I recommend that you do it in silence. You take time to yourself, eliminate all distractions, and you owe it to yourself to be fully present when you are thinking about where you want your life to go in your vision. Because like I said before, everything starts with your vision. For me, this was the most fun part of the process. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is the vision you craft today may not be the vision you have, next year or the year after. This is something that evolves as you evolve. So have fun, get excited, go deep and craft your vision. So once you have a vision, A very important thing that you need to become aware of before you can actually successfully move on to the next steps is the power of saying no. You've spent the time to create a vision that defines the ideal life for you. Now you need to deliberately and intentionally take actions and make decisions that are congruent with your vision. And the next step in the next steps in the Noseby How-To will help you do this, and the tools will help you as well. But this is something that you need to start thinking about. Say no to anything else not aligned with your vision. This means controlling your schedule. I've completely fallen victim to this before in my life, where other people are calling me, trying to schedule stuff. I'm letting emails distract me when I'm doing focused work. People want to set appointments and I say yes, even though, I really don't have time to meet with that person. And we overcommit. And there's nothing worse you can do to your schedule than overcommit, especially with things that are not aligned with your vision. So, and it's maybe something you have to practice, but when you get it down, it is extremely, extremely liberating to be able to consistently evaluate the things, the actions you're taking, the people you're meeting, the events that you're going to, and determining whether or not they're aligned with your vision. And once you can do that, and you can control your schedule, you are, dictating most of the actions you're taking towards your vision. And that is a really, really powerful thing. So I hope that you guys are having a great time with this step, thinking about your ideal lives, getting excited about it, because every time I think about my vision and where I want to go, and in using the Vision Binder to do that, it excites me and it motivates me, and I hope that's the same for you. So we are going to move on to the next steps.